welcome back to this channel. In case you are new here, my name is Julia, and on this channel I like to create tarot pick cards and other types of tarot videos, and I'm also a huge astrology enthusiast, so I like to combine tarot, stars and the spirit to provide you the most accurate reading possible. So every Sunday I give you some insights on your major or essential topics and events for the upcoming 7 days. And without further ado, now let's jump into the group selection. This week we will have 3 groups, and as always, meditate on your crystals and see you in your reading. So hello and welcome to today's group selection. So group number 1 is going to be this group. Group number 2 is going to be this crystal, and group number 3 is going to be this crystal right here. So let's now take a closer look at our crystals as always. So this is group number 1. Yep, now it's focused. And yes, my hands are going through kind of a rough period at the moment because of some crafty projects and creative things which are kind of taking a toll on my hands currently. So excuse the maybe not so appealing skin on them. But this is group number 2. Very beautiful crystal with these little sparkly bits in the crevice here. And all the swirls and furls around it. It reminds me of a feather always in a way. And this is going to be group number 3. Also a very beautiful crystal. So now, as always, let's take our conscious 3 deep breaths into our belly. And while doing that, I always like to plant my feet on the ground and rest my palms on my upper thighs. And now just as you feel the air flowing through your body when you inhale, and also feel your belly expanding, let your gaze wander over the stones, and you can either out loud or in your mind ask yourself the question, what is my week going to look like? What do the next 7 days have in store for me? What are my next 7 days going to be like? And exhale. Inhale again, and exhale. And for last time, inhale, and exhale again. And when you choose, try to choose more out of your gut feeling and try to find out which stone your gut is felt more drawn to. And choose more with your feeling, not so much with the eyes or your mind. And you can also pause the video if you need to meditate longer on the crystals. And once you're ready, meet you in the description box down below. Click on the according timestamp and see you in your reading. So hello and welcome to your reading, group number 1. So if you chose this beautiful stone right here, then this is going to be your reading. So let's see, for you I feel like using the Osho Zen Tarot to map out the essential events for the upcoming days. So I hope you all have been good and that the past week has, brought you not only some lessons and challenges, but also some blessings and joy. Might it be big or small things. So let's see what's up for you in the next days. By the way, if you hear strange noises in the background, it's one of my cats joining me tonight here in this reading. So interesting already. You have got 2 cards which for me carry very, very creative and very potent energy that is also having a huge energy of abundance basically, but they are in reverse. But one of the reversals comes in a more, I think, in a way which is not even you are struggling with that, but you are directing that abundance and enjoying it more towards yourself. because I feel that you might be one of the groups returning after last week's reading, because there was one group which particularly also kind of had this vibe, and this kind of seems like the continuation of that story. So we have participation, Four of Wands here in reverse. We have blooming, which in this case I might like. It's one of the court cards here. It's one of the Earth court cards here, and it has like huge Queen of Pentacles energy to me. And moment to moment is Two of Pentacles, which is about balancing things out. So for you, group number one, I feel, yeah, being receptive. That's so crazy. Like I really, like I do a cleanse and I do shuffle my cards and all every time before I do like every new group. I do this, and every new reading I do like a cleanse and a proper shuffle. And we get the cards here that we had last week. I remember them. So, but these are new though. So, and this is, it means, you know, it's kind of the opposite of extraordinary or very flashy. It's kind of something, it's very settled energy. It's something, it's simplicity. It's basically simplicity being someone and something simple. And it is Eight of Pence here, Eight of Pentacles. So lovely, my God. One of my cats, as I said, is now with me tonight, and she always enjoys when I do tarot and like all of that. She also is somebody who's very fond of just laying herself across the entire spread. Let's see if she does that tonight too. But yeah, interesting. She's watching with such curiosity. It's very lovely. So we have simplicity, we have schizophrenia, and we have isolation here. But isolation with sharing in reversed as a clarifier. Are you good? Are you good? Are you? Yes, we are. My God. She was doing one of those excited scratches, you know, when they get excited and just need to like give an energy burst with scratching, and they just scratch a carpet or like a scratching tree or something. Yeah, we just did that, and we are very cuddly at the moment. So very cute here. So yeah, pleasant interruption, I'd say. So let's see. For you, group number one, I very much sense that you might have tried to take, and in back of the deck is Tower reverse. Yes, she's doing it. Hey there, sweetie. No, don't lay yourself over the spread. No, we need to tell people what it's about. I cannot see and read them if you lay on them. No, just doesn't work that way. Doesn't. No. Yes, rub yourself on all the decks and all the boxes. Okay. So for you, I sense that you might have accepted the challenge of this kind of tower moment that you were maybe about to face or facing. Yeah, excuse me, our companion really wants to talk with us too. So I really see that for you, group number one. And I also, with the Void card and the Celebration card here, oh my God. Oh, yes, I know you want to be there, but you can do that with my readings, but not with the ones for others. Yeah, she wants to jump again. So, with the Void card here and the Three of Cups Celebration in reversed, I think that for you, it is maybe embracing also some sort of new attitude and new beginnings when it comes to what people you surround yourself with. I feel that your topic, majorly group number one, is that you are going at the moment, which was a very major theme for this retrograde, for this Mercury retrograde so far. It was a huge theme with Aquarius energy surrounding that, and a lot of planetary placements being like in Gemini and Aquarius. I think a very major topic for you guys was who are your friends, and like who is somebody you can rely on, who are your friends, who are maybe just acquaintances, and who are maybe just people who are in your life to take advantage of you and, you know, have good use of you. And maybe vice versa, with whom do you have what sort of friendship or relationship, and how do you define that? But overall, I think I remember that what stuck very much with that group that I was kind of reminded about when I saw this first row, it was a lot about understanding that sometimes it's not the right moment to take others on your journey, but let others take you on their journey. And I feel that you guys, you might have really tried to kind of, you know, go with that flow and get into that attitude and give this a try. But I feel that for some of you, it ended in realizing that maybe that person and their journeys, or these people and their type of journey that they're on, is not one where you want to follow, for some of you. And for some of you, I feel it ends in maybe embracing and, let's say, healing a part that has made you always feel very torn. For instance, what I can think of is like a very plain and like over dramatized and like very caricaturistic example of this would be, you know, when people sometimes are like, let's say somebody's like, yeah, I am in that type of music, and you know, it's that and that genre, and let's say like I'm a metalhead like to the core and through and stuff, okay? And then kind of the situation that you might have been in for a long time, and maybe you are now trying to get out of that pattern, is when you say, yeah, but I also enjoy like 70s disco music quite much, and I like to jam out to that, and I actually think that there are some quite good melodies in there, and honestly, that's music that I really enjoy listening to. Like I would, like, nothing beats a super good mosh pit and stuff, and just, you know, banging out to some hardcore drums, just, you know, yeah, basically getting you to the grind and stuff. But honestly, sometimes having like a pinch of, I don't know, share or stuff is totally fine and very beautiful, and just gives me some joy in life in the mornings, whatever. And it's like, you know, if it is as if you are in that situation where you're like, no, I'm never ever listening to that type of stuff, like never do I, like this is so not me, like how could you even think of that, how could you even think that I do that? So it's now like a very silly and maybe even stupid example, but this is the type of energy that I get regarding this situation here. Like there is maybe even something that you have always enjoyed or loved to do, or that you would have secretly always loved to try, and now you get the chance to, and now you maybe start embracing that, and that helps you to heal something. Or maybe you have this offer lingering there. Maybe it's a hobby, maybe it's even a person with whom you were always intrigued to be friends with, but you maybe were afraid of what other people would think of that, or what that would do to your social status in a sense. So let me just check what type of energy surrounds you, group number one. So we have first house, we have Gemini, and we have Jupiter. So yeah, very, very interesting, and I feel that this thing that I initially kind of got on a little bit with the Mercury retrograde being very Aquarian, and also the Gemini placements there. You know, it was quite a challenging and weird time in the past weeks, because a lot of things were kind of a battle between fixed sign energy and mutable signs in a way. It was also fixed against fixed. I'd say it was a time where also a lot of cardinal placements. Let's say what I also get. Some of you might be. Let me see. Because I get that you are not necessarily Gemini suns or moons or risings. You could be, but yeah, see, I get Virgo and 6th house and Uranus. Like, the thing is that I get that you might be earth signs. You might be earth signs, not even only cardinal. The thing is, like, with all earth signs, I feel earth signs have like a very particular energy to them because of this earth element, which is very grounding. And in it itself, it has a very fixed nature aside from the influence of other elements, let's say. While you could technically say the same about air, for instance, but still, like, air in its nature, even, it is moving, it is flowing, it is somewhat translucent, and it is loose, you know. It doesn't have this heavy and grounding, which is like completely neutrally, not in a bad way, but it is heavy and grounding energy with earth signs. And I feel that for you particularly, this retrograde has been quite challenging, just from the perspective of it being completely out of your element in a way. And also we had like some Taurus placements there for some time. And the thing is, like, I now kind of have this advantage because I was following quite thoroughly recently some of the placements and happenings up in the skies, let's say. And the thing is that I feel for you earth signs, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, either Taurus, Capricorn or Virgo, I feel for you this has been a very challenging retrograde in many ways. But I feel also one that might have brought you some satisfying moments in terms of solving problems or solving situations that have been following you forever. Like, it has been a while, and now you kind of start resolving all of that. And this is where I also see the Fool with the new beginning energy there. And that's the thing. I feel for you guys now it is a lot about balancing things out and going with this new direction and this new flow that you kind of have started to build for yourself, and where you have started to find yourself maybe during the past week, past 2 weeks or something. Oh, I have him. Oh my God, she's so cuddly. Like, she's doing this roll. Like the cat people amongst you, you might know this when the cats do like this roll on the back, where they roll from one side to the other and kind of curl up on one side and then the other side. That's so lovely, and she's doing that now, being just by my feet and enjoying the time here. That's so cute. So yes, group number 1, I think that for you, it is a lot about new beginnings, redefining especially your friendships and connections and relationships, and also the way how you communicate about things. And I feel that this retrograde has brought you to a very major shift and different point in these things, and that you might have resolved something that has been following you for quite a long time. So let's now see what you could focus on best during the upcoming 7 days, because what I see that you, during the upcoming 7 to 10 days, I feel you, group number 1, will deal a lot with the aftermath of this thing that has happened here. We have sharing in reverse and isolation put together. We have celebration and void, which here in this combination I see very much connected also to the Fool. Oh my God, Jesus, yes. So yeah, I think she's very much confirming all the things that I'm saying here. So and yeah, with moment to moment, you know, it's about balancing things out, but also a very joyful energy in that card. And so let's see now. Oh yes, good. We are gonna walk, like, we are gonna let her walk now on the spread for some bit until she's good. So I hope you really don't mind this, guys. Jesus, what is this? Yes, good. Yeah, I know. Jeez. So, let's see what you could focus on. For that, I feel like using actually the Rider-Waite deck for you. Is that good? Is that all right? Do you think that's a good deck for that? No, you're not saying anything now. Is that a good deck? Is that the right deck? Group number one, what should group number one focus on? What should group number one focus on? So we have Queen of Pentacles. So interesting. So very much this blooming aspect and growing in your abundance. Also, a card, honestly, very fortunate, very blissful, to be honest. I like the Queen of Pentacles a lot. And the thing is, what I feel for you is also now a step, this healing point here. I feel that is important for you to get into harnessing your potential and skill properly again. I feel that some of you might be involved in careers where collaboration and collabs in teams and working with people in teams is important. And I feel whatever you have been resolving there, whatever is redefining at this moment, it takes you that healing step in order to fully step into the potential that you actually have in your skills and mindset. And here with the Two of Wands and the Five of Cups reversed here, I feel that for you it is really about, I think you at this moment are like stepping into a new chapter and a clean slate of things. And I feel like you are you have experienced this, if we go maybe with the numerological energy, because we have a 5 here, we have a 5 here. And we also have, 2 2s here. So we kind of get a lot of balancing and duality in things. On the other hand, also some sort of you getting past the point of the first wave of establishing something and now striking more for, yes, I have maybe established several things, but I now need to align them and balance them out. I need to find a way how they can interact, how they can live on, in a symbiotic way, all those things that I have maybe accomplished or been drawn towards to, or building, let's say, not even drawn towards to, but which I have put energy into. And we have the King of Pentacles reversed here as back of the deck, by the way. And it's interesting because we have the Queen as the focus point, we have the King of Pentacles reversed as the back. And what I always like to put shortly is a Queen's rule by uniting and King's rule by dividing. So this is basically somehow the underlying energy in I think those court cards. So I think for you it is really, you need to step over whatever is maybe inhibiting, impairing you in a way, that hurt that is maybe still sitting somewhere and giving you maybe doubts, hesitation, a lot of carefulness when it comes to interacting with others on a certain level or in particular areas. I feel like having that fresh start there and resetting those things, which is, I think, for most of you currently happening, and you are on that journey and you are doing well there. I think that is a very crucial point for you. I think, it's not necessarily that you need to do this in solitude. I think it's just that finally you have come to the point where you have maybe found a different way how to really go about these connections, communication, these things, how you share your visions. Also, the Two of Wands, somehow, they talk about outdoing those who came before us. So maybe that for some of you, I feel you needed to hear that. So let's see. I will now pull 3 cards, and about just some advice and just overall what you need to hear, maybe a message from this new deck that I've got here. It's the Elemental Power Tarot, basically a deck which I discovered, and I instantly understood that this very much plays into the style how I study the tarot, how I perceive it, how I work with it. It's very elemental, very artistic, very packed with symbolism and thought through concepts behind the cards. So I like it a lot, and I have so far enjoyed working with it a lot. So let's see what advice is in there for you with this deck. So, we have Justice. We have the Seven of Cups here, and we have the Empress here. And the Empress for me, somehow a little bit of this Empress energy for me always flows in those Nine of Pentacles. A little bit, you know, a little bit. Not entirely, but somehow she seems to be like the, not even the sister or the daughter of the Empress, but, you know, somebody who might have had the Empress as her mentor and might have taken away a lesson or two from that time. And it's very interesting because with Justice here we have this energy of, we have the depiction of the heart and the feather here, and these things aligning, and that kind of dates back to also the mythology that we had in ancient Egypt, where it was believed that after death, basically, the heart of the dead person would be weighed against a feather to decide what their further fate would be. So, in short description now, without going into detail. But here you have, again, this balancing aspect. I feel that for you, the line between balancing things, or let's say, the way how well you can balance those things goes a lot with how your work or what you do is going to be judged. I think that has a very direct influence on what your fruits of work are going to be perceived like and what their value is going to be. I feel like for you this currently is a very major topic. And again, we have Libra energy with this here. We have the Seven of Cups, which are somewhat talking, yes, about illusions and also about something not clear. And in this depiction here, in this card, you can clearly see how this mid-row is kind of aligned in one. It is, but then you have also here kind of a separate alignment going on. And then here things are kind of aligned differently and and the thing is, on first glance, this card looks somewhat balanced and in order, but the more you look at it, the more chaotic it feels. And this is what I feel might have been the thing in the past that might have been overwhelming you. Like all those opportunities and not knowing how to balance things out. Also maybe looking for a lot of advice or direction for these things in others, and maybe not having the best experience with that there. And for some of you, not for all, but for some of you that is the case, I feel. And with the Empress, with the Empress energy here, the thing is that in this depiction, in this card here, it also talks about potential and abundance necessarily not being, you know, it is somewhat disguised in this picture. It is somewhat disguised, and it is something very changeable. It is not a state of being, but it is more a state of what you are doing, what you are becoming, what you are growing into. And I feel these are somewhat major topics for you currently, because you are like in this new restructuring, in this reboot of things. And I feel for you, group number one, honestly, really focus more on balancing out those things that already are on your plate. Do that. Stop maybe overthinking about the chances that you might have lost, that might have passed. You know, you made a decision, and it's by nature and default the case that you have by that decided to opt out of other decisions and options. So that is entirely okay, and I think you still have enough different things on your plate there to be balanced and to be cared for and to be nurtured and to be followed. So let's just see how you can take care best of yourself during the upcoming 7 days, group number 1. Well, yeah, for you, I feel it's a major shift, and it's very exciting, and I think this is a huge turning point for your life when it comes to friendships, communication, to just human connection, and how that ties overall into your life, into your work, into the way how you live, and how you are perceived, and how you perceive your own happiness, and what actually does satisfy you, and where you find satisfaction, how is that viewed by others. I think this entire complex of questions and things that has maybe been growing for years, I think that now you are at a point where you are able to let's see. Okay. Seems like my kitty is good. So sorry. It seems like now you are at a point where you can finally really find a point where you can resolve these things and set them up in a way which is really benefiting you in your life and just your overall span of things going on there. So yes, before this I was irritated by a weird noise, and I just saw that it's just a candle that spilled, so it's good. And by the way, yes, feel free to tell me in the comments below what's with your pets. Like, who are your companions? With me, you see now one of my companions. It's not the only one, but one of my companions is this beautiful black lady here, which is always trying to hijack your reading group number 1. So tell me about your little reading hijackers and meeting hijackers, and who is accompanying you in your life. So she's really lovely. She's not looking at me again with like all that curiosity and being like, don't think that I'm going to stay away from that table, don't you? No, I don't think so. But for you, it's full moon, completion, a cycle coming to completion, and therefore meaning also making place for a new cycle. So I feel that ties into what I said so far earlier with the rest of your reading group number 1. And I feel embracing that, and maybe also even physically, maybe if you are into that, doing some ritual or meditation dedicated to full moon energy, maybe now preparing also for the upcoming, like the next most closest full moon, and maybe doing something just special for yourself there, which is maybe also about releasing the things, releasing whatever is that thing that has come to completion and is like an old cycle of evolution, how I like to put it. And let me see, let's just pull another card. So, where did that go? Mountain, strength. So yeah, grounding energy. Going into that grounded energy, which is giving you support in finding that balancing point where you can really start planting your roots and really putting a foundation that will last. So also feel like grounding exercises and exercises that are about like your physical awareness, like, basically flexing a particular muscle group and then relaxing that. Like, there is a particular term for this. I always want to look it up before going into a reading, and then I forget to, because that very often tends to come out here in these self-care parts when it comes to this type of energy in a reading, which is a lot about like tiptoeing on a wire somehow at times, and just seeking for balance a lot. So group number 1, this is all I have for you. Thank you so much for tapping into this reading. I wish you a very inspiring and great week where you manage to stick to your, you know, to your refreshed mindset, to your reboot that is going on with you, to stay on that track, because I see for a lot of you this was maybe quite challenging, and it ended in different ways for all of you. And it's a general reading. We cannot go in every particular detail for every one of you who's watching this, but I feel that one thing that unites you all is that whatever you went through to like get to this passage and this new turning point here, it was worth that, and it is very rewarding for you. So yeah, please stay on your track, take good care of yourself, stay safe, and see you in the next video. Bye! So hello group number 2. So today things are a little bit messed up, you know, Mercury is saying goodbye, I guess. But yeah, the thing is that I luckily didn't close off the entire reading, and I just checked the file to realize that there again was a problem with the audio recording, because the audio receiving device just went off, and I checked it and, you know, it was fully charged and things. So all good. So we started off with this row here where we have the 2 of Cups reversed, we have the Sun reversed, we have the Knight of Swords here and the 6 of Cups, we have the Devil, the Magician in reverse here, we have the 9 of Cups. And also we have a blend of first of all elements popping up in your reading group number 2. And on the other hand, I also got like a very strong fire sign, in particular Aries energy lingering here somewhere with the Astro dices, though. You know, there came up Virgo energy, there came up also in a way Gem energy, like Gemini energy. And the thing is, what I overall think that you, group number 2, you might have like, oh, and also there was like 7th house energy, Scorpio energy somehow here. So the thing is that for you, I feel, group number 2, you might have gotten, either you might have fallen out of a relationship or connection, just also maybe even career-wise, that was very deep and important to you. Or you are maybe, you know, experiencing some upheavals there. It might be the case. Doesn't necessarily have to be, but it might be. Because the 2 of Cups don't always denote, like for some of you it might really be the retrograde kind of playing out in your marriage. For others it might be playing out in that particular important connection, maybe in work or with a very, very good friend. So the thing is that overall what I get here is that you are trying to you know, maybe even it has been hard for you, I think, to let go of particular habits that have been limiting for you, and they have been limiting for you, and you are trying to utilize things differently now, but that doesn't come easy, right? It comes with a lot of battling out with circumstances and people that have now gotten used to you living your life and leading it the way you led it. So somehow I see that for some of you it's like this chapter maybe closing off, or this chapter getting rewritten. It does come with you know, you basically having the choice, either staying stuck in your old ways and having it maybe easier, or trying to change things and then kind of swallowing the bitter pill of things sometimes being chaotic, and the next 7 to 10 days also being maybe a little bit chaotic. So I think that for you, during the upcoming 10 days, 7 to 10 days, I think there will play out some things which in the end will lead to some sort of emotional fulfillment there, and you might also gain some material success out of it. But overall, I feel like the true work and like the major part of work and evolution is just about to begin for you. So, or you are embarking on it basically. So what I feel for you a lot, group number 2, is that for you timing somehow seems to be off. And with the Temperance card here and with the Strength card, we also get kind of that clarification for, you know, things are somehow thrown off balance for you. And I feel for you, I again get that some of you might have very prominent fire placements, in particular Aries. And that comes with like some very, very high impulsivity and also being like all over the place with your drive and emotions at times in a very strange way. And on the other hand, I see that you, group number 2, you have like a particular diligency about how you do things, which also ties somehow with that energy for me. But the thing is, what I think you could benefit from immensely is that you should, I think, tap into some stable focal point within yourselves. But on the other hand, also, I feel seeking connection to others and maybe trying to sync maybe also with other rhythms first a little bit, or at least using that as a Kickstarter, you know, as if when you don't know how to do something and you open up that tutorial and you at least like look for 10 times that dude doing something that you are also trying to do, it already gives you some kind of pacifying feeling that you already at least know what you need to try to accomplish. Like first there might come this shock like, oh my god, like how am I supposed to do this? But on the other hand, it gives you like that very clear instruction on, okay, you at least know what to try to master or try to achieve. So this is, I think, something that might help you and support you a lot. Maybe syncing a little bit with others, because I think during the upcoming 7 to 10 days, I think you most likely could meet people who could support you in some sorts of endeavors of that kind, whichever are those where you want to go to get emotional satisfaction and also material gain in a way, or where that will come to you. The thing is that I feel for some of you it's also about looking beyond the surface a little bit and kind of seeing the other side of the coin, maybe. So it might not resonate with all of you, but I feel for some of you it might be a thing. And here, with the cards that I pulled for you for advice how to take care of yourself for the upcoming days, I feel that for you dancing and getting into movement, and also again, you know, getting maybe your dance off to at least some drum, even if it's not yours. I feel that that might be really beneficial for you, and also really getting at least now, I know a lot of us are in the same boat, that we don't have such like unlimited access to all the possibilities of socializing that we would usually have, but you at least can maybe try to find connection in digital ways with people who could maybe give you that fruitful energy, which is both stabilizing and also nourishing you and nudging you in a good path and in that track where you can stay on. So group number 2, that's all I have for you so far, and I hope you have a very productive and good week. And I strongly think that you should pursue this particular situation where you're in, where things are still not stable and still in the phase of figuring things out. Continue pursuing that, but I think you are not alone in this fight, and seeking companionship in there and inspiration from others and taking knowledge from others there will maybe be exactly that tiny pivot which will take you, also maybe even somebody from your past. That might be the pivot that takes you to another level where you can thrive. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading, group number 2, and see you in the next video. Bye! So hello and welcome to your reading, group number 3. And for your group, I will today do a voiceover because yesterday's reading was all funky and weird. My cat kept me company because she's currently spending the most time with me down in the studio, and she also might pop in your reading here. And so she kept me honestly distracting a lot from the little technical details when filming, and it slipped my attention that my receiving piece from my microphone was out for your group. So this is why we're doing a voiceover for your group number 3. Nevertheless, I think this reading will provide you some guidance, and we have the Three of Cups reversed here. We have the Ace of Pentacles reversed and the Sun reversed coming out for you, which I honestly I get that energy for you that you currently might be focusing more on your own success and your own growth. And I think that also you're kind of urged to face more or put your focus more inwards. And I feel like for you, it might have been challenging. Maybe you might have been followed by that feeling a little bit. Who are actually friends to you? Who are you actually friends to? Who are maybe just acquaintances in your life? Who are maybe people that are friends with you just for the gain of things? And with the Hanged Man coming out in this weird position, neither upright, neither reversed, I just get a strange energy of fogginess and cloudiness in these things. And with the Mercury retrograde, it has been playing out in Aquarius. And overall, a very major topic was kind of seeing who your true friends are, and maybe redefining also friendship, commitment, also the communication in these settings and in these fields. And then we have the Emperor reversed here and the Devil reversed, and both come up actually in beneficial or advising positions. And yeah, with the Hanged Man, it is extremely. It somehow is very much pulling or drawing my attention to it, that this is a card which also plays out in a field which is like with your closer circle. And I feel like you might have been felt sometimes somewhat deceived or somewhat as if somebody has tried to pull the wool over your eyes. Like it is a very strange energy that I get. And also what I think is a topic for you, group number 3, is responsibility. Like with the Emperor coming out there, and also with the Ace of Pentacles. Now we have the Empress down there, and we have the Ten of Wands reversed. So group number 3, what I get is, yeah, socializing and connecting to you has maybe in the past also come a lot with responsibility, and I think you value it very highly. But I feel that maybe the notion or style of responsibility or catering to it that you have learned is a very strict one, is a very emperoresque one, is one that is maybe even restricting sometimes. And there's always two sides to two sides to this coin, group number 3. There is this thing that, you know, that strictness and that affinity to rule and to set up rules and to structure things. It also comes with a particular notion of security and stability, which is actually a very basic human need we all have. The other thing is that what feels stable and secure to us can be a difference like day and night to each one of us. But that one thing that we need to soothe that feeling and that we need to meet that requirement, that is very global for all of us. So I feel what I keep getting with your reading, group number 3, is that responsibility has many faces. Responsibility has different faces, and it's not only the face of the emperor; it's also the face of the empress, which can be very fruitful, and it can be a very thriving. And the thing is that also the Ten of Swords that now come up in the bottom section. They also talk about the fall of old ways, and then we have the swords card is back of the deck, so Eight of Swords is back of the deck. So you know that I think that you, group number 3, you might actually be in the works of kind of transforming the ways that you used to go by, or that you got taught how to handle responsibility and that duty. And I feel that for you, group number 3, that comes also first with the realization how much of other people's burdens you've been carrying, because sometimes with that very conservative and strict notion of responsibility comes lifting the weight of others' shoulders by carrying it yourself, while maybe a more healthier approach both for others and for you might be actually finding a way how they can carry the burden themselves in a healthier way, or maybe even carry less burden in the first place. And yes, with the Astrodices, I also got Capricorn and Pluto, and I cannot right now distinguish the house particularly again. I think it was the ninth house, if I remember correctly. But the thing is, yes, we had Capricorn and we had Pluto in there. And with Capricorn and Pluto, I also remember when I was doing this reading in the lifetime for you, I also got the energy that some of you might be in your Saturn return, which is exactly talking about that of meeting your destiny of doing things, your destiny of handling things, and sometimes it will shake what you have been taught to do and what you have been living by. And the Ten of Swords talks about your vision, your perception of your world kind of crumbling and falling apart and dying. But if you have been working with the tarot yourself, or if you have been watching my content a little bit longer now, the thing is that, and or overall maybe contemplated a little bit more on that topic, the fall and the death of something known and of old ways makes place for new. It is what basically makes the ground for something new. So I feel that you are midst of this process, and I feel for you guys it is playing out in your closer social circle, and that honestly you are on the verge and on your way to break a lot of habits that might have felt very restricting to you. And I think that you are maybe in that position of, it might be a very very simple and and stupid example, but for instance, I'm into a particular style of music. For instance, let's say I'm a metalhead to the core and stuff, and you walk through your life basically when people ask you like what type of music are you into, you're like, yeah, I'm a metalhead and all of that. And the thing is, actually you might also enjoy as well 70s disco music and be totally okay with sometimes putting on Marvin Gaye for some sensual vibes or something. Like it might be as well that you are into different kinds of music, but you go around into the world and be like, no, no, do you think I listen to that type of stuff? No, like it never ever, like I'm hard to the core and stuff. And the thing is that maybe admitting that you actually enjoy smashing out into a mosh pit just as also putting on some ABBA beats or something in the background when you're showering, and that gives you some joy in life. Like admitting that might result in you actually having fun nights with your friends when you dance to 80s stuff or something. So that's maybe a very plain and very vain example for things, but you see, it is as if you are in a philosophical way, because this is just a metaphor and an example for things. In a philosophical way, maybe you have been eyeing with a change in your attitude or discovering a different approach to things, for instance, for responsibility and how to carry it. And you haven't been doing it out of different reasons. And this is a general reading. We cannot go into every particular detail here. But also, let's now see what you could focus on, group number 3. Let's see what could be a point that would be beneficial for you to focus on. Because I feel that you are now in, like Mercury retrograde had for everyone, I think, a very particular topic here. And I think for you it is responsibility looking back at how that has been handled in relationships with you and how you have handled it there. And I see with the Knight of Cups reversed here and with the Eight of Cups, and up there the Nine of Pentacles, and yeah, having, no, or wait a second. I believe. Oh my God. Yeah. Yeah, the Nine of Pentacles and the King of Wands. Yeah, and exactly back of the deck, Two of Swords. We have a situation here which is very much about, yeah, with the King of Wands reversed there, and with the Pentacles card. You know, the thing is, in the Pentacles card, you can clearly see how she is kind of reaping the rewards, this harvest that definitely didn't come from nothing. Like, that type of harvest comes after hard work and diligent work and being responsible about things. And let me see what we got in the Astrodices. We got Aries there, yeah. And the thing is, I feel like you have either been yourself, some of you might have been yourself, these people, some of you might have faced parental figures of that sort. Yeah, my cat tried to jump on the table and got stuck in the blanket. Yeah, and then pulled some of it. So, my God, even now she's distracting me. So yeah, the thing is that I feel a lot of you might have had an example, a parental figure somehow. Overall, I get a very parental energy in this entire spread. It might be about relationships and relationships that have responsibility and the distribution of responsibility and the way to handle it very prominently. And those are very often parental relationships between children and parents, either child to parent, parent to child. So for some of you, or I feel for a lot of you who chose this group, all this might be happening in parental circles, even like family circles. So I think for you, it is very much the choice of embracing responsibility in a different way that you have been taught to do, I think. Because with the King of Wands, we have still very fiery nature, you know, but we have a nature that has consciously not neglected adventure or never seen it in life. It is a conscious decision to sometimes not follow an urge or not follow an impulse. Um, but otherwise, it has some particular playfulness to it. Um, it has some passion to it that the emperor is not lacking, and he might have had it long ago, once a long time ago, but it has become stifled. It has become stifled due to all this burden, all this responsibility the emperor is carrying in one way. And for you, I think it is a choice between either contributing to this way, and then those of you who want to go that way, you need to really learn to take good care of yourself and let go of habits that keep you in a place which in the end might like extinguish your passion and fire sometimes and stifle you to a point where you actually become less of empathetic person carrying responsibility, where you kind of compromise responsibility and diligence for um, another skill set, which is very intuitive and very emotional and very important, I think. So for you, I think it is either that one way, or the other way is it tapping more into this intuitive approach of things, sometimes going with the waters and the seasons of things, you know, sometimes embracing a cycle in which things begin and end. And also, sometimes that means understanding that some things, coming back to the Hanged Man in your spread here, that some things are just not so easy to put into a black and white category. You know, some things are very hard to put a label on, and that is entirely all right. So I feel for you, group number 3, this is a lot of work playing out in that particular field. And let's now see. I would like to actually pull some advice cards for you out of a new deck that I got. And particularly with, as I said, with the Hanged Man, I feel this is, you need to find this point of clarity, that point of decision where you know which direction you want to continue growing and going. So let's now shuffle the Elemental Power Tarot that I got, a new deck that I enjoy a lot because it is very artistic. It has a lot of symbolism packed into it, and it interprets and embraces the traditional tarot in a way which very much is going well and going along with the way how I like to study, explore, and use tarot and work with it. So it has all human components kind of removed out of the illustrations, and it's all reduced to objects, landscapes, and animals. And it's a very interesting energy there. And as I said, instantly as I discovered that deck, I knew it is very much aligning with my work. And we get the Seven of Cups here for you. So yeah, that's the thing. I feel that goes very much hand in hand with the Hanged Man here, and in particular in this depiction, in the depiction in this deck, the more you'll look at that card, the more it like the more unclear things get and the more messy it seems to one. And on the other hand, you also have the Emperor there. So you have the Emperor, which again, like in two decks, and also with the King of Wands, a very fatherly figure in a way, especially with the Emperor, but with the King of Wands also a very mature and a very like seasoned male energy. And I know that Temperance is the Sag card, basically Sagittarius, but with the King of Wands, to be honest, I have always gotten a very Sagittarian energy that I connect to that card. And the thing is, like, this is overall, I feel, a very fatherly energy hovering across this spread, and this is why I'm also almost certain for some of you who chose this group, and if that doesn't resonate with you, feel free to um, look for your message in one of the other groups. But I feel for some of you, it really also plays into the field of how you have been witnessing somebody playing out this energy and this role in your life and how you have been taught to do that. So, and it could also be a mother for you, but a very male and fiery and practical energy in a way resonating here. And the line sometimes between restriction there and protection and security and providing a nourishing environment, like the line somewhere between those things is very fine and thin. And I feel that for a lot of you who chose this group number 3, you are dealing with kind of a very impactful and milestone character thing here in your life. And the Mercury retrogrades overall have this tendency to, of course, put our attention to things that maybe slip our attention in everyday life. And I feel for you it has been this reevaluating responsibility and how to treat that. Responsibility has many faces. This is a sentence that keeps ringing with me throughout your reading all the time, group number 3. And we have here the way how you can care for yourself best in the upcoming weeks. So for one, we have a spring equinox, rebirth, and we have lightning, power. So I feel for you, group number 3, you during the upcoming 7 to 10 days, I think you will maybe have a breakthrough experience there, and I think you will manage to turn that hangman around and gain clarity. Um, and I feel like for you it might be beneficial to like support yourself in balancing like these energies out and maybe not falling into used old ways by default because of pressure and because of a huge spending of energy. It might be that physical exercise might be very good for you. So basically, doing something that allows you to build up that tension and then release the energy, like doing something physically very active, like trail running, or maybe doing even like a harder, powerful workout, or something which kind of goes a little bit with what the lightning actually is, like this tension and these different air layers building up, and then the collapse happening, and the bolt of lightning striking. So I feel for you this cathartic release of energy, it might help you to gain a different insight on how you distribute this energy and power within yourself overall. And I feel for like with this rebirth factor here, it's very interesting because we have the Empress here as well, and that is a very nourishing, a very motherly energy. So I think kind of seeking that part in you, and on the other hand, allowing your side that is more energetic, more fiery, to find channeled release, to give it a playground where it is allowed to burst out and to go and to just explode. I think that is very important for you. And having both these aspects, the nourishing aspect and the one which gives you the possibility to just charge everything off and this way recharge in a way. I think that might be very beneficial for you because during the upcoming days, I think you will make immense progress in this. And I think either there will be something like a particular situation conversation or event, or maybe you meeting people, or just finding yourself in a situation which is very striking in this context and is either being a Kickstarter or being the finalization of the cycle and this transformation, and you embracing a new way of dealing with things. And it also, the thing is, it might, even for some of you, it might occur through not necessarily like a nasty conflict or something, but through conflict or confrontation, confronting someone with with the particular things, or getting confronted with something that also might occur for you. And these are usually situations which feel overwhelming and very, very powerful in the moment they happen. But it's, a little bit like, um, basically that blizzard and that storm, that thunder clears the air for once. And I feel for some of you that moment also might occur during this week. So, group number 3, this is all I have for you, and I wish you a very productive upcoming week, a very fruitful one. I hope that you can stay on that track that you've been on, and that you find a way to balance things out for yourself. And I strongly hope that your week is going to plan out just the way you want it to happen, and that it's gonna bring you that clarity that you are looking for, and that might be soothing for you. So thank you so much for tuning into this reading. I wish you a wonderful week, and see you in the next video. Bye.